Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Raul. And this week I'm going to pull one out here that I had just recently acquired this. And I seem to always be buying and picking up model kits. And I've bought a lot in the last year, but I don't really show a whole lot of stash ads and some of that stuff. I have on occasion. But I'm going to show you this one. It's definitely different and something that I like, but I didn't have one of these. It's kind of a surprise. And the story behind it, as I wasn't expecting it. So that makes it quite interesting as well. But I get some requests to please build this one. I would love to see this on your channel. And there's a number of them where I've been offered model kits. And while I appreciate it and honored, I have a bunch of the kits, and some of them seem to be fairly popular and come up. And this one is kind of along those lines, as it's a pretty rare kit, subject you really don't see. And the tooling just, I don't believe the tooling quite exists much anymore for this, because I believe the progression of what happened to the tooling is pretty much the Dart Sport now. I believe that's the last version of the kit, and been re-released many times. But the 74 is an annual, 73 is an annual. It went from 71, 72, 73, 74. They kept changing the tooling and modifying the kit. So, and this kit has some strange and unusual features, and I don't have one quite this nice. And it's not perfect though. This is perfect for me as a builder. It is not mint, but everything that I like to have is in there, and it's quite interesting, and I do appreciate it. Now, the story behind this, one of the subscribers sent me a message just randomly looking for a set of Lamborghini wheels, believe it or not. And I had them, and so I sent them to him. He offered to pay. I said, here's my PayPal, here's how much freight was. If you want to pay, go for it. And I just sent them off, and that was right before Christmas. And not really thinking too much about it. You know, been helped like that many times, so I appreciate it. And if I've got it or know somebody, or I'll answer, kind of enjoy doing that kind of stuff and just helping the hobby along. So to thank me for that, Mitchell sent me this, and it was a thank you for being so kind, and he's got a few of these, and said, hey, I'd love to see this on your channel get built. I do plan to build it eventually, be a Duster 360, because that's what it was in 74. But I have a lot of kits in my stash, but I didn't have this one, so I was a bit surprised. So we'll get into this. I mean, it's definitely an interesting box. You can see all the custom parts there. Custom rear end, front end, tires, stock engine, hood scoop. There's the side. And then this side here, where it's got all the stuff and all the new for 74 kits. And it's kind of fun dimensions. They didn't own, but General Mills, the cereal maker, had owned them for a while. I believe it was only for a few years, because I noticed that on my Grand Prix kits, the 72 kit has that. But I believe it was only for a few years that they had owned MPC. So anyway, we'll get into this. You can see it was fairly well wrapped. Here's the chrome tree. And this is really nice, as it's got everything there. There's the Plymouth Duster grill, the 1974 bumpers, and a lot of the custom parts. There's the taillight bezels, all kinds of miscellaneous custom stuff. Love the spider wheels. Those are pretty cool, and they're deep and not so deep. This kit has a Hemi in it, which a lot of them do, even though the Hemi was not available in the Duster. But a lot of them do, and it goes back to the race car. And I have one of the 72 Duster Arlington. I can't think of the name right now, but I have the decals and I have a rebuilder. But it's nice to see one this nice with the 72 and later wheels right there. And it's got bags of stuff. He provided me with another glass from, I believe, the Dart Sport kit. So perfect glass, which is great. Here's the body and some of the parts. And you can see it wasn't built. Here's the chassis. And some of the later chassis don't have the exhaust molded in right here. The later kit Dart Sport does not. It actually has a different axle with the exhaust molded either in the thing or separate from the axle. But it's kind of cool to see this in its original state from '74. Even though I've got some rebuilders that have this in some of the Dart Sports for parts. Then the famous MPC interior tub. Manual windows, manual transmission, so it's got some of that stuff. So it looks pretty nice, pretty accurate center console. And yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Dusters, but and then here's the body, which is nice. All the emblems are there, which is one of the things I always look for. It has not been painted, and you know, nothing's been glued into it, so this one's not going to take much work. But the sink marks, looks like somebody was filling them in, did some sanding there. Looks like a tire did some damage here, and they started to fill all that in. That's in areas that I can easily fix that. So I mean, it's really nice for what I look for. Pillars aren't broken and all that stuff, so this is perfect for a rebuilder. Maybe not mint, but it's pretty darn close. Comes with all of that. Now here's all the tires. You've got the 2 drag tires and then the 4 stock tires, which are pretty cool, and they're Goodyear tires too, which is kind of nice to see. Let's see, what do they say? Goodyear G70 14 looks like. It says something else, but I can't read it too well. I'm trying to have it under the camera and read it. I put all this stuff, it's mostly loose, and some of these MPC kits says this is how they are. So I put all this stuff in the bag, but we can dump it out here and move some of this out of the... Well, most of it's fallen off there. Headers, a lot of the engine parts here. Looks like, yeah, traction bars, which that's cool. Save those for something else. There's one Hemi head. And here's a custom parts, a stock air cleaner. This is an engine stand piece. Oh, there goes a part. 4-wheel box and the stock radiator. Stock steering wheel, which that to me looks more like a Pontiac steering wheel, but it's pretty cool. Here's the hood with the cutout for the scoop. My 73 has this hood, but it doesn't have this in the bottom. It's a bit different. Here's some of the exhaust manifold pipes, the head pipes, and there's the manifolds for the small block engine. So those are in there. Just looking it over, make sure everything's there. There's the axle with the exhaust molded to it, and the stock exhaust. You know, the other seat, some of these other parts. This is something that cracked me up. The firewall here with majorly cut out, but it's clearance for the Hemi engine there. You got the custom grill. And you got the engine block halves. This is for the small block. And then you've also got, here's the small block heads. So there's those. But here's the Hemi block halves. The Hemi's tranny, the manual tranny for the Hemi. You know, the race oil pan. Tunnel ram there. And a bunch of these parts here. The other Hemi head. So these all appear to be in here. Here's the battery. Fan. Here's the other half of the stand. So you can build a spare engine and put it on the stand. That's what the stand is for. The other header. Portion of the carburetors. Right there. And here's that really funky hood scoop in 2 pieces. You can glue it together and do the body work to it. So I think that's ugly, but that's what was available in the kit. And axle pins, roll bar. It's really strange spoiler here. Piece of the roll bar. Here's another piece of the engine stand. And then the bottle. Another set of fan belts. So I got all of that. And then the petrified instructions. And the decals too, which, you know, I don't plan on using these because if I build this, I'm going to build it as a Duster 340 or 360 for 74. And, you know, the instructions. Really like the yellow patina to them. I get a kick out of that. Now, I'm missing taillight lenses. Don't worry, Mark Nellis is casting me a couple of sets, and they're coming. So, not too concerned about when they actually get here, but Mark kind of knows. So, looking forward to seeing all of that. So, showing that off. And like I mentioned, I actually have a 73 rebuilder. And that's what's in this box. And same kind of thing. Here's the hood, the dash. This one was more of a rebuilder. You know, was glued together, tore it apart. There's a firewall that isn't cut up for the Hemi. There's a small block, which some of this stuff came from the Dart Sport. There's the 73 hood. See, the underside of it is not cut out for the scoop. So I like seeing the little bit of differences like that. The cluster, the tough steering wheel that's in the 73 kit. So I like that steering wheel. And then, but there's a lot of parts in here from the Dart Sport. And there's a windshield that was glued in this kit and the back glass. But same thing, I got another window from a Dart Sport for this particular kit. And here's its body and chassis kind of glued together. Axles glued in. I could probably break that free, but I believe I got the later. Actually, it is in here, isn't it? No, it's in my other kit. But you can get the Dart Sport if you don't want the exhaust molded in. This doesn't really bother me. Just paint it and detail it properly. A little bit of a glue bomb back here. But this body is, other than the glue bomb parts of it, which really aren't bad, is my rebuilder. So this is my 73 I had, and I got the taillights and stuff. And that's all in the box. There's the bumpers and the taillights, the tires, and what I have. But not all of this is, you know, original stuff I dug through that I can use or got from a Dart Sport kit to complete the project and get to it. But I've got hundreds of projects and kits lying around, it's been said, they're all over the place around this house, and many of them are buried. So I had to dig this out. I haven't had it out in a while, but just compare it with this kit and just enjoy what I got here. And just very surprised and thankful that Mitchell sent me this kit. So thank you again, Mitchell, and I really appreciate it. And I will get to building it eventually. Don't know when I'll get to it. It'll probably be a pretty quick build when I do it, because I may not, I don't do a whole lot of super detailing or kit bashing. I like to do that, but some of these vintage kits, I like to build them and enjoy them as they were built. So, you know, with that, I got, you know, this whole pile of parts, and they're all over the place, but they'll get back in the box and inventoried and everything. And once I get the taillights and order decals, because I'll collect everything I need to build it, and then it'll sit till I decide a color or get the urge to actually build it. But thank you for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comments. I really appreciate it. And you guys, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Saturday.